Just at the end of pre-season here at Meadowbank this afternoon, and we're a week away now from the start of the new campaign. First for the women at the football club competing in the 5th tier of the women's pyramid for next season. We'll rewind a few weeks since the end of last term and just have a reflection on changes, I guess, off the field and in the dugout ahead of the new campaign. Just talk us through some of the preparations, some of the changes in that area, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So obviously Bex has come in as the head coach. Martin decided at the end of last season, or towards the end of last season, that the travel was quite a lot and a big commitment, obviously. So he'd obviously told us that he was going to be stepping down as the head coach. So Bex, who was our captain 2 years ago and is a really good coach, has come in as a head coach. And yeah, she's been a great asset to the club. And also Reese as well, who's come in as another coach. And Mike, who is the goalkeeping coach. So, and also, I shouldn't forget, we've got a few S&C coaches that have come in, Kim Benson and Autumn. So yeah, a few additions to the squad and coaches. In terms of the squad, we've had obviously a few people have left us due to travel, and one's retired. So we've had to sort of adjust to the squad. A few players going out and a few players coming in. So overall, we've been really pleased with the squad additions.
We've seen on the social media several players have obviously come into the football club, as you alluded to there, several that have moved on, and you say in the most part, and obviously with the step up in division as well, and that commitment to the football club, travel and logistics come into play. I know a few of the players have confirmed this themselves. I know like Sherelle's obviously retired from the game, and I've seen that Mika's obviously moved on as well as another player. In terms of the players who have moved on there, just obviously having been part of the squad that achieved the League and Cup double last year, just some words of acknowledgement for those that have moved on, yeah. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, they were a huge part of what we achieved last season, and people move on from clubs for all types of reasons. Obviously wanting to play more than maybe they did. Also travel commitment, work commitments, and they can't obviously attend the training sessions. One of our players, Gemma, who obviously was travelling sometimes 2 to 3 hours twice a week, and obviously on a Sunday. So that was a huge commitment that, she decided that she wanted to obviously play more local. And obviously Sherelle retiring. So, they were all big part of what we achieved last year. And whilst, we had to obviously add to the squad, we don't forget what they did for this football club, and every season players leave and players add to the squad, and that's football. But yeah, we appreciate everything what everyone's achieved, and the hard work and the effort that players put in. So yeah, thank you on behalf of the club of what they have achieved and what they did, and we hope that the players that have gone on to move on to other teams, we wish them absolutely all the best.
Yeah, on that I'd just like to say that I think it's not just the people that have gone this season, should I say last season. This goes on from when me and Lou first came to Dorking. There's players that have left that we've not really had an opportunity to say thank you to, because again it wouldn't have happened without them. So I think it's really, really important that people understand that we're not stupid. We can't do this without players, people that are loyal to us and players that have worked hard for us. So we'd like, to say thank you to every single one that has been involved.
It's they've all been much part of a journey that's still really in its infancy. I think when we look back to when we formed just a few years ago, we've all played a massive part in the journey to getting us to this point. But looking ahead to the new chapter and some of the players that have come in, and from what we've seen on the socials, it's a real good experienced players we've got coming in, but also across all areas of the pitch. And I suppose with the number of players who've departed, it is a case of strengthening in all areas, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we strengthened towards the back end of the last season anyway, because we had a few injuries, and players obviously came in at the back end of last season, like Megan and Sarge, that didn't play today due to injuries. But we did have other players like Abby Delves, who has been out injured for pre-season but played today. So we did strengthen towards the back end of last season, but obviously this season as well. And you're gonna have to help me with names here, because I know I'm gonna forget somebody. But obviously,
don't say the names that you actually call.
Yeah. But Rachel obviously has come in. She's been playing in the States, and you know, she's been playing at a high level in the States, and she's obviously signed for us. Liv Watson, who obviously played in Tier 5 last year, who's come in. And obviously even having Ayla out, Ayla was out injured the whole of last season, and that's like having a new player, because she's come in and, you know, she wasn't able to get that game time last year because, you know, obviously, you know, we know what happened last year. We had sort of like, you know, we left it quite late where we had sort of 10 games to play. So, and she probably didn't get as much game time as she did last year. So she's had that opportunity now, and she's really impressed all the coaches. And you know, other players that have come in as well, that have just added to the squad, and done really well.
So I agree, and I think to be honest with you, it was really important that this season that we had players that were competing, you know, at least 2 players for that one position. As we've got obviously 4 goalkeepers now at the club. Jenna, who's our captain, you know, and obviously last season we won the double. It's just great to have that not. It's competition, which is absolutely fantastic, but at the same time, having a goalkeeper coach in and the actual team spirit with those goalkeepers is unbelievable. I don't think it matters who starts. They get on so well, and that's a lot to do with having such a good coach as well. And it's great. It's just great to have. It's just a great atmosphere at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Chris and Tia has come in as goalkeeper, as goalkeepers as well. So we've got a good, you know, sort of squad depth this year. We have got quite a few injuries at the moment, which I'm hoping in the next sort of like couple of weeks. You know, that will sort of 1 or 2 will start to come back. Also, I forgot to mention as well, which I shouldn't have done. Apologies. Socks has obviously come in from a tier 3, and we've known Socks for a while. She played for me years ago at county level, and we've been watching her career over the last few years. And she's been a great asset.
On and off the pitch.
And that's, like you've said as well, on and off the pitch, they've gelled so well. Yeah. The vibe is great. You know, training numbers are fantastic. You know, they seem to have gelled very, very well, which I think is really important on and off the field. And I think that's proven by, you know, the results that we've had in pre-season.
Fantastic. Sounds really good, that, because when you have so many players coming in the door, to harness that team spirit straight away and that healthy competition for places is key, isn't it? So no, great to hear that. And you mentioned it there, pre-season has been a really good run we've had in pre-season. Obviously 100% winning record and taking on teams from the high level as well. I know we had Maidenhead here last week, didn't we? Just come off the back of a 3-0 win against Woking this afternoon. Just talk us through the last few weeks and how the matches have gone through pre-season.
Yeah, so we picked pre-season as a sort of a combination of you know, a couple of teams that were above us to test us, and we were tested in those games, but we sort of got the result that not necessarily matters in pre-season, because it's you know, we're all trying to sort of get minutes under our belt and see different players, and obviously trialists in different positions as well. But I think it's for me, it was the way we played. We're playing much better with the ball, and you know, we're learning what to do when we've not got the ball as well, and they're listening to what's being told of them and doing what's being told of them a majority of the time, and it's been good. It's been pleasing. We've played teams, and I think we proved that last year when we played teams at a higher level. You know, we weren't there to make the numbers up. We weren't in pre-season to just think, oh, okay, this is just going to be minutes. We're going out thinking that actually we can get a result. And I didn't think I think we probably would have thought we would have taken a little bit more time to gel. And today we were probably below standards, I'd say. But, you know, I think every team that we've played, it's been played in in a good spirit, and I think the teams that we've played as well, I think they'll do well in their leagues.
Just on that, sorry, the teams that we played, obviously, you're right in saying obviously the score, it wasn't about the score. Pre-season is obviously about the minutes for each player, but what we need to make clear is that we had quite a lot of trialists in all of those pre-season games, and good that we did, because we had a few injuries that we're still trying to get back on the pitch, but I do believe that I think that helped, because it made people realise, like I was saying before about competition, that it's not going to just be I'm going to turn up and I'm going to play. I need to work for that position, and all I think that's done is made everyone in that changing room all get on really well. There's no sort of rivalries there. There's all sort of, okay, we can do this together, which is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the trialists that have come in, and maybe the squad players from last year that did come in, because of injuries, they've taken their chance, which is great for us, because we've played players in different positions. Like Delves today had to fill in at left back, because obviously our one left back was injured and one left back was on holiday, and she done incredibly well. So that gives us, gives her the chance to actually prove to us, what she can do, because again, she was one that didn't get minutes a lot last year. So it's really pleasing. But for me, I think the way we're playing is just, I'm going to be biased, but it's a joy to watch. And it's good that we are learning, and every game we're learning of what to do against different teams. And this is going to be new for us. Tier 5 is going to be new. We're going to be playing teams that we don't know much about. Obviously, we'll do our homework, but we're in a good place, and it's Dorking has slowly, well, not even slowly. We've sort of we've gone up in terms of the improvement that we've made. And it's pleasing to say. So all we need now is everyone to come and watch us.
Well, looking ahead to that, we're back here this time next week for the start of the new season. We're hosting Ebbsfleet here on the opening day, and straight away that'll give us an indicator, because of course they were runners up last year in the league. Got Millwall the following week away from home, so straight away
good
into
start,
straight away we know what we're up against in those first two games. But I guess, but ultimately I very much imagine you're looking forward to those, because that's tests straight away and gives us an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think doing tier 6 twice, we did add enough at tier 6, and we're looking forward to testing ourselves in tier 5, because that's what football's about. It's going to be a different type of football that's going to be played in tier 5. And it may be that we change things as we go, and see each game week by week. But for me, it's a test that we are looking forward to, and that's why we're in football. All of us, players.
I think as well the players deserve it. They've worked so hard, haven't they? I mean, I know we've had a few leave us, but the girls that have stayed, they deserve to try. And compete. Even if we've had players come in, they're ready for that competition. That's what's healthy about it. Is there's no sort of that's my position. That's it's really important that they understand this is about a squad. We're looking at it now, and we know we've got a couple of injuries, and we're so lucky that we have a good squad, and everyone is there to do a role, and maybe 2 or 3 different roles where they can cover. Like you just said about Dalsey, who's done that for us today. We know we can rely on them to do that, but we are really looking forward to it, and we're not stupid. We know that it's not going to be easy, but we're up for that, and I know the girls are. They really are ready to play. Starting next Sunday, and it's gonna, we're looking forward.
And we're aiming high. I mean, we're gonna sort of, it's going to take us a bit of time to obviously gel with the new players, and as the season progresses. But we are, we know where we want to be. We're looking forward to it. Some new grounds to go to, we're obviously welcoming some new teams to Meadowbank. Really looking forward to it.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward to the season beginning next Sunday, I should say, here at Meadowbank. It's a 3:30 kick-off. We're welcoming Ebbsfleet United. I hope you get as many fans down for what will be the women's first game competing at Tier 5 from next Sunday. Lou and Kerry, thank you for your time, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you very much.